Hi, chat. That didn't work. You're working there. You're working there. Why can't I hear it? Probably because I didn't forward it. No, it is forwarded. Huh. Let's check OBS settings. I can't hear myself in my earbud, chat. That's why it looks like you can hear me, but it looks like there we go. And I still can't hear myself, but that may be just OBS now. And I might need to restart this, but everything else looks like it's right now. All of my audio... Windows update to 11 required update to voice meter, which just about everyone that streams uses voice meter for... allows you to put things on different channels, makes it a lot easier to handle your audio. And sometimes Windows and voice meter just don't get along. And so I had to reinstall all of that here. And yeah. Resets everything in OBS. I have to So how we all doing? Happy Wednesday to you. We're working with Doritos tonight. Going to be making fried mac and cheese triangles coated with Doritos. So we got a Doritos crusted fried mac and cheese. And then we're going to do apple pie. And I'm going to do Doritos as part of the crust for the apple pie. Like I've done that with the pizza in the past, with the pineapple pie. The spicy sweet works, and I think it'll work with the apples too. Especially with the cheese and the whole people liking, slice of cheese on top of their pies. If we're just snacking on them, I could go either way with them. The ranch ones don't go with a lot of other stuff. I don't think either one of them are, compared to modern day, like they are the original like flavored tortilla chip. And I think by modern day flavors, the old school ones are maybe a bit weak, but they're the old school ones. And so like they're sort of probably caught in this, they have the original, and yeah, they change things all the time, but they're still trying to please that crowd that's looking for that original flavor, when they probably could absolutely knock it out of the park compared to what it is these days. Did I grind coffee properly? Yes, good. Good. For those that might be new in here or watching YouTube, hello, I'm Chef JT. Cook here on Twitch and YouTube 4 nights a week. And I start off every stream doing coffee. But tonight's stream, we're actually going to go from coffee to making mac and cheese. Usually it's the dessert we go for first, but I need to get that mac and cheese made and cooling down so that we can then batter it and fry it. It's like something's off here. That's still off, but milliliters will read the same as grams. Okay, I'm having a Dorito. I've withstood the pressure long enough. You know, I remembered those with a bit more heat to them. Those are going to be awesome with apples. That's going to be gorgeous. Same. Nowadays, there's so many, like, there's always been so many choices, but nowadays there are so many choices that, like, you don't even, like, I don't even know where to start with things. Like when I was a kid, we had the, all of the soda, and we had some juice, but now we got, the fresh juices, we got the other juice, we got a much wider variety of juices. Tea has exploded, coffee has exploded. There's just, like, if I've gone from snacks to drinks, but they're basically owned by the same people. It has just exploded so much in the supermarkets. I mean, you got Pepsi buying Poppy. I didn't give you a good up-close coffee shot for the cream pour. Oops. My bad job. Regardless of that mishap, I greatly appreciate you joining me tonight. Cheers. Yeah, Michael, there was a meme. I don't know if I put it in the Discord, but I definitely came across it not too long ago, where seriously, high school, they expected you to... Thank you, Will. Greatly appreciate that. That plate is a gift. But thank you for 3 years of subscribing to the stream. Thank you, thank you. There's a meme, going back to what I was saying before, the meme I think I posted in the Discord, you know, high school, they seriously expected you at 11 in the morning to be taking out a giant hunk of pizza and a giant carton of chocolate milk. Yeah, right here. And by the way, we're doing an ingredient challenge tonight. So Doritos won the last one. A new one's already up there in the Discord. You got Cheetos with 5 against Cloves with 4. Which would you rather have me do for dinner and dessert next Wednesday? If you want to have your own say, the next channel down from that ingredient suggestions, you are all welcome to add more. And vote for all of them, including your own. Alright, so we're starting with mac and cheese. This is really freaky. Like, I'm so used to having my monitor in my ear, it's freaking me out that I can't hear myself talking. So we're going to, over on this side of the stove. I guess it doesn't matter, it's better for the camera over here. Two cups of water. Another half cup. We're doing like the easiest macaroni and cheese you could ever think of tonight. Works great. If I can get the pasta box open. So we got 2.5 cups of water there. We got a camera that's a little out of kilter. Let's see if that's the camera or the... Yeah, the camera's bumped. So we got 2.5 cups of water. We got 16 ounces of pasta. I'm going to give that a spritz of olive oil just because I feel like it. Salt to taste. We are not removing water from this. Put my lid on that doesn't properly fit. Turn the flame on. And so we're going to bring that up to a full boil here. We're going to hang out and let that come to a full boil. And then we're going to make our cheese, our mac and cheese. I guess while we can do that, we can grate our cheese, but it's going to take us less time than that. Did my light die? The great thing about doing your mac and cheese this way, besides how easy and quick it is, I mean, we're basically waiting for water to boil to make this. Is you get to use whatever cheese you want to make it with. You got some great smoked Gouda, go with it. That's always a toughies with schools. Like, I saw a meme about that today. Also, another meme about that today about growing up with the temporary classrooms outside. And, like, how do you plan properly for the neighborhoods that are constantly changing in size? You know, they're building and demolishing homes every day. Welcome, Tyrus. No, my ingredient challenges, the ingredient challenges that I have to use the ingredient in dinner and dessert that night. And so I am currently working on fried macaroni and cheese that's going to be coated in Doritos. And then I am making an apple pie with Doritos in the crust. I do have to update. I didn't add menu to the dinner command, I don't think. Did it delete dinner again somehow? Why is it deleting the trigger? Well, it's good I checked that, because not only is menu not working, but dinner and menu aren't working. Absolutely, fried mac and cheese is a thing. It's not typically so much a homemade thing. It's absolutely much more of a bar appetizer thing. You have to consider that here in America, my generation, there are kids that were in my generation that ate basically nothing but mac and cheese and chicken tenders. They are my age now. And so we're taking those basics and making them into all sorts of weird stuff at this point. Chicken tenders would be they're basically strips of fried chicken, but the actual definition of that would be the fried tenderloin, the smaller piece of meat that pulls off of the breast very easily. Reality is they're whatever white meat they can get their hands on and press into that shape in most cases. Alright, we're starting to get there. I wait until this bubbles all the way up to the top since it's glass and I can see. There we go. Cut the heat on that. I need something new to prop up my Doritos bag. I'm going to use my... So the three ingredients that you really need, well, let's say 4 ingredients that you really need here. Let's include salt since it is an actual ingredient. Most people don't include that when they say ingredients, but salt, cooked pasta, evaporated milk. I'm using evaporated goat milk because it tastes a little bit better, but evaporated milk, and your favorite cheese. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know why I went over there and moved the lid. That lid needs to stay on there for another 10 minutes. Evaporated, not concentrated. Or condensed. It's here it's either you have evaporated and you have condensed milk, and they're two different products. Evaporated milk is just milk that has been had a fair amount of the water evaporated out of it. Condensed milk is not only condensed as far as evaporated, but it's sweetened. And so it's very sweet. It's great for all sorts of things like making really simple ice creams and for all sorts of sweets and stuff like that. You can make all sorts of icings and stuff using it. But not the same. Condensed milk is an extremely sweet product. You boil this can for 3 hours, you are not going to get dulce de leche like you would if you do condensed milk. Don't understand that description, you're gonna have to Google it or GPT it or whatever you use. No, I don't want any sweetness at all. We're doing this for mac and cheese. I'm not trying to make it sweet. So we're waiting on this pasta. It's got to steam. We're treating the pasta a bit like rice pilaf right now. We didn't do initial saute, but we've started with it cold and with cold water in the pan. We brought it all to a boil together, and now it's sitting, and we need to sit it with the steam approximately 10 minutes. Have you not had mac and cheese before? So what's new? What's happening, chat? What's different? Other than I can't really hear what's going on, so I can't hear the alerts properly. Thank you once again, Will, for your resubscription. Greatly appreciated. Oh, you mean with one of these things? One of these that didn't drop on the floor? That's for sure. Chat, did you know that the veal industry would probably not exist if it wasn't for the dairy industry? Like, so many people are opposed to, oh, you're eating that small, cute little cow. Not realizing they gotta do something like with all of them they use to make milk. Alright, so sticky, clumped together, but cooked at this point. We're going to add our evaporated milk. Turn the flame back on. Do a little breakup. It'll do most of it on its own here. Tyrus, if I just put the cheese on there like this, it would not have the texture, or it wouldn't be creamy whatsoever. It would just be cheese on pasta. Like, it would be like it is right there. But give it a moment to heat up together. This is also why you need to use evaporated milk and not just plain milk too, because it's accounting for the fat in the cheese. Why are you not bubbly yet? You're starting. How do I want to store all of this? We're all set with this now. This has got all of our goodness in there. I'm going to add some pepper, MSG, and salt. If you want to add oregano, you want to add a little garlic. And do I want to do it in that? I want to do it in something that's... Hi, chat. I know I'm up close and personal. Did you enjoy that shot in my arm? There it is again. I'm happy with that. You can maybe go heavier on the cheese if you're going to eat it just straight like this, but for what we're doing tonight, I think this is great. You don't need to have a springform pan for this project. What I am going to do here is use this as my mold for refrigerating it. That is a bit thicker than I want it to be. Darn it. So now I've gotten this dirty and it's way thicker than I need it to be. Yeah, I'm not going to get it cool quick enough that way. Still not laying flat enough. Most happy with the results? That's a good question. Huh. I'll have to think on that one, felines. Most happy with the results. I mean, I've made some... I just don't remember. Let's get all of this stuff out of the pan, too. Oh, it's already dried on there, mostly. But this has got that, like, the evaporated milk it makes perfect mac and cheese with the same blue box, like, you know, it thickens as it cools. It's liquidy. It's got the ooze. There's some that haven't turned out great. There's some that usually it was flavor things, and honestly I don't really remember specifics on that, but there are most certainly dinners that I have had on stream where even on stream I'm like, this doesn't work. This is just wrong. Not this though. This is all going to be delicious. This is going in the freezer to cool down. I've also had some other ones where I wasn't wildly in love with the flavor. The number one that sticks out in that one was crickets. Like, there's only so much you can do with something that to me tastes a bit like fish food. The pineapple pizza pie was delicious. I will not accept anyone thinking that was an abomination. That was beautiful. The frozen pizza pie that I don't even remember what I put in as a filling was sort of a failure. Like, the photo alone is a bit of a failure. Hi, Lotus. Wow, my voice, like, cracked there for some reason. Anyways, yeah, I'll say this is one of the fails. Like, I honestly don't remember what I put on the inside of it, but I took 2 frozen pizzas at one point and filled one with a, like, stew or some sort of savory filling. I forget entirely what it was. And then put another one over the top of it and sealed it like it was a giant pot pie. That did not turn out looking good, or I don't remember it being, like, I don't think it was horrible, but, like, it was a mess. Hawaiian is great. It's the lazy pizzerias that ruin it. I've done this talk enough times that everyone here is probably tired of me saying it, but I'm not interested in pineapple soup on my pizza. I don't want little wells of pineapple juice and giant hunks of pineapple on there. You give me nicely, properly sized pieces of fruit for the pie, and we're golden. Stoli Doli. I am not even familiar with what that is. My problem with adding pineapple to the sauce is pineapple and tomato are not the greatest of friends. They seem to work on a pizza, but I think you might be forcing them a bit too much for their friendship. Alright, so now we're on to actually crushing some Doritos. Sadly, I'm going to be crushing, I think, most of this bag. Well, they just sell already flavored pineapple vodka. I guess the concept of eau de vase doesn't exist anymore. Everything's just flavored vodka. Oh, dad joke. Everyone ready for the Kraken? It's... ASMR time, chat. Why is that all on my... That is all on my lapel mic. Why is none of that going to... None of that is going to the mic there. It's all going right here. We need this pretty fine for turning this into pizza crust. Or, not pizza crust, pie crust. What am I going to mix this up in together? Let's use a bowl. Interesting. So we got flour, half cup of flour, by the way, chat, I do that with the rolling pin just because it's a little bit better for stream. Like, I could have just thrown that in the blender and muted for a minute. I'm definitely giving that a good rinse out. I'm a little lazy about it when it's just flour, but it's a good question, Dances, but it's probably going to be... The corn has a very buttery flavor to it, too, that works well. Like it may just sort of... The corn may just sort of disappear there with the butter and everything else there with the sugar. Alright, so flour, Doritos... salt, sugar, I am stunned that no one has done this at all. Like, I don't know, maybe one of you came across it in a deeper look here recently, but I did a very simple look, and I didn't see anyone doing Doritos apple pies whatsoever. Like, there's all sorts of Doritos pie recipes, but they're like savory casseroles. You may be witnessing a first here, chat. Making sure I got all that foil off since I cut it on the foil. Get my biscuit cutter out here, or my dough cutter out. Do my best to chop up this frozen butter a little bit. It is frozen. I don't know if you noticed me pull that out of the freezer. Kerrygold does a bit better with being softer, like it's not ice, but it's still not easy. I would say Kerrygold is the best conventional butter that's readily available all over the place. I think Strauss is better, but it's only local to me, and it's organic. In the same vein of, you could have used a blender to blitz up these crisps, these Doritos. You can also put this on the stand mixer and just let it go for a minute or two. Better choice would actually be a food processor. Just do it all in a food processor together. But I'm happy with that where that is now. We're We're gonna do a little bit of working with my hands on that. See if we can't get this to form up into if we're gonna do it strictly a crust, so like crumbly crust, or if we're going to be able to knead this at all and create some flakiness. I didn't put a ton of flour in that, so there's a good chance that the corn's not gonna give us. We've done corn versus flour tortillas. We're gonna get the same thing here. I don't think the corn is gonna give us enough pulled together. And I might have been a little too light on the flour. But I'm gonna roll with it either way here. And we're gonna refrigerate that. Oh, microwaves are great for tempering chocolate, melting butter, and making popcorn. I never make popcorn, but who out there still pops their own popcorn, or does everyone buy their popcorn these days? Like, my parents do popcorn, like, it's their, like, late night snack all the time. And they used to microwave pop it, and now they just buy all of it. In the fridge. How we looking here? Mac, you're still too flexible for me. Alright, so we've done the crust. I think we're going to end up with a crust that's not flaky enough that I can do like nice. I'm going to try and do nice pleated edges on it if I can. But I don't think it's going to work for latticing. And so I am going to try and make sure and save some chips so that I can. I don't know why I've gotten to the point where I say crisp instead of chip. I'm not British. Anyways, we're going to have to save some of these, hopefully, in somewhat nice condition for that. Ah, get in there. All right, so we got our coating on our mac and cheese when we go to fry that. I'm going to fortify this with a bit of flour as well. Or you could use cornstarch, whatever binding starch you have that you can mix with this. Because I don't want to rely 100% on that egg. Let's get the whole setup ready ahead of time here. Add a bit of garlic powder. Salt. Yes, I'm adding salt to Doritos. Fresh cracked black pepper. I should point out another reason why we have fried mac and cheese in the world is because you can just mass produce it and keep it frozen and then fry it to order. It's not like you're making macaroni and cheese and trying to get it the perfect temp to serve to order or something silly like that. Nah, the staff ain't that trained. We're lucky if it's cooked through. Just 5 minutes in a bowl, out to the... And you know they're just throwing them in frozen too. Apple time. It's apple time. But I think we're going to clean off my few things here before we get to that, unfortunately. Let's get this pan cleaned up so I can use it actually. Oh, let's use cast iron for that. Screw this pan. That pan can wait. We have 2 sweet apples and 3 galas. For our pie tonight. You do some really cool things with, you start getting into, like wine-infused cheeses and stuff like that. You can have some fun with mac and cheese. You can certainly make mac and cheese adult. I don't think it's very well done in many restaurants, but what works for you? You certainly can do that at home. I'm going to hand cut the apples because I prefer to doing it that way, but mandolin will speed this up considerably. If you got one of those cutesy spin and core and peel and slice dealios, those are fun too. Let's not get into how none of them are ever sharpened. Depends on the mandolin. In a commercial kitchen, I would certainly say the slicer is worse. Keep me away from the slicer, especially if someone questionable intelligence is using it. It's like a lathe in the kitchen. Like, let's actually like a cross between a bandsaw or a table saw, and it's like a cross between a table saw and my brain has already forgotten what I initially said there, but like a cross between a table saw and a lathe. Like, it will not only slice through you without caring and keep on going without question, it can shoot things all over the kitchen. Yes, deli meat slicers are... And most of the time they're cleaned by, oh, just put a rag on it and turn it on. I don't know how small I want to make these apples. These are a little bit small. Maybe we'll go a bit larger for the rest of these. Yeah, it probably needed it. Oh, you're soft. And mealy looking. Have you been refrigerated? You poor apple. My worst of those stories was at one point I was actually working as a class instructor, as like an adjunct, a helping assistant. Not adjunct, assistant. I was not officially employed in that sense. But I was helping out a teacher by watching over his class during one of their, like, it was like their final exam, but we're not talking. And there was another instructor there that was really like doing the actual grading. I was just sort of there to make sure they weren't like destroying things. Person there was supposed to be making a giant batch, like 30-person portion batch of rice pilaf. Like it was, I forget if it was like a 6 or 8 depth pan. And he tried to use nothing but straight bouillon. I don't know the brand of bouillon we used. It's the traditional commercial one that came in the plastic bins. It's a lot like Better Than Bouillon. It's sort of like soft and has some liquidity to it. But he was trying to use that straight instead of as stock. The flavor, yeah. It'd be like chewing on salt. I've seen much worse things in the business world, but as far as the, like, I don't know if there would be, like, I don't think there would be even enough moisture for the rice to even soften. So, like, it'd be, like, gritty, extremely potently flavorful, full of salt, and then crunchy. Let's toss them with lemon juice to start because they're going to take a second. Seed fragment. Don't want that in there. Might give us arsenic poisoning. Chat, did you know there's arsenic in apple seeds? In the form it's in the seeds, it's very small and not like in a form that's easy to poison yourself with, but it's there. It's one of those things where you have to eat, you know, your weight in seeds or something. Like, I've known people that just eat apples whole, core and all. Just a little fiber chew on it. Got any straight out onion eaters out there? I'm down with that. I'd be even happier if you had a couple of slices of liverwurst. It's always the last one that goes smoothly and quickly compared to the rest. It's always a struggle for some reason. Yeah, just eating like an apple. I've certainly seen people eat onions just like an apple. I mean, I would assume they're buying sweet onions and not yellow or red ones, but Oh, I don't know. Did you eat the raw potato just like an apple? That one's a little certainly doable, but it's a little tough to chew. I've seen people do the onion thing as a Twitch reward thing. Or a challenge. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I just don't notice it. Maybe they're just all buried in just chatting. I don't really see those anymore. Like or maybe it's just all been played out and it doesn't get any views anymore when people do things like that. Alright. I doubt that's really going to coat it all in olive oil, or lemon juice rather, but sugar. We'll wait to add the spices later. Heat on the pan. Light bit of oil. Yeah, let's reuse this. A little cornstarch in there. Help thicken up with juices. Come onto the apples. Start preheating our oven. I'm having a Dorito. Keep eating them. I'm not going to have any for dinner. My day and week have been all over the place with the whole pig thing knocking me like off my schedule from last weekend. And I threw myself a checkup at the doctor today on top of that. And so like I was all over the place today. It just had apples on it. That dad joke is almost as bad as the reality of a lifeguard getting arrested for saving a kid's life. In Texas, of course. You're the bigger one, aren't you? Yeah. Yep, Lotus. And Florida's law that does the same thing just got struck down by the court. So, by the federal court. So it's going to happen to Texas too. It's just a matter of it getting to the court. Unless there's some weird little niche or different thing about the law that they somehow get away with it, but I doubt it's going to make it through. How we looking, apples? We getting there? Way to not work, streamer bot. No, the case was actually the parents said that he didn't react quick enough. The non-existent parents. It's definitely an affluenza type case. Nice. Okay. That will work well, but yeah, it's going to be, I think, too crumbly. We'll go with it as best I can. Yeah, it still tore on me. Oh well. Alright, heat off on that now. Just let that sit with the warm pan. Definitely more flour. Not that this is horrible, but it's crumbly. I think it's going to look great once it's done, but I was honestly a little bit more hopeful that I should have just gone with more flour. I can smell the Doritos as I'm doing this, chat. Like, this is without question going to be able to... I'm going to taste the Doritos in this. Okay, apples. We're going to add cinnamon. And nutmeg. Oven up to temp. Good. Let's get this counter cleaned up and the pan there for putting this all together. Ooh, Raiders! Welcome, Raiders! Welcome in, everyone. I'm Chef JT. I cook here 4 nights a week. I apologize, my alerts are not all that great right now. I am transitioning to a new bot setup, and we're going through all the initial hiccups right now. And so everything is like half broken, but we're getting there. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. What were we doing before this? What were we doing tonight, Kitchen View? You've been doing some really perfect... Are you working out of a commercial kitchen? You seem to be doing some really professional food from what I've been seeing. But for those of you just joining in and unfamiliar with me, here on my stream on Wednesdays we do ingredient challenges. We hold weekly votes in my Discord, and I have to use an ingredient to make dinner and dessert. And tonight's lucky ingredient is Doritos. And so what you see on the counter here on the cutting board is an apple pie crust, but made with nacho cheese Doritos. And we're about to fill that with some apples that we got on the stove. I knew I cleaned you for a reason. And where is my hand towels? Just cleaned all my hand towels, even though they still look nasty because they're stained. Ozzy, can you do me a favor and try out the menu or the dinner command and see if they're working tonight? Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Gotta get all that apple goo. Thank you, Ozzy. Yeah, I'm doing mac and cheese again on Friday. But I'm going to do, like, baked mac and cheese. Like, we're going to make it amazing. And so I am debating, do I do... I think I need to do crumbled Doritos on top, chat. But not like super huge, not super small. Like, still noticeable that they're Doritos. Yeah, Scramble's been broken since I instituted SprinkleBot. I was trying to get that done before stream tonight, but got into update issues and other things. Like I said, I basically reinstalled half of my sound stuff starting stream tonight. Actually, I basically reinstalled all of my sound stuff other than my filters. And for those just joining in, I don't know, no one in chat has spoken up and said they found another version. I haven't seen anyone doing this before. Like, in any real form, using Doritos with apple pie. Like, there's all sorts of savory Dorito pies and stuff like that. But on the sweet end, like there's some. I'm actually very shocked that I didn't see anything like that, because you know, all the people that want to put a slice of cheddar or whatever on their pie. And for those just joining in, the other part to tonight's dinner, we're going to be doing mac and cheese. I've already made the mac and cheese and it's in the freezer solidifying up. We got our eggs prepped. We got our batter prepped. I need to get my oil set up for that. That's a good plan. But let's throw this pan in parchment for our pie and let's get that baking. Down into the oven that goes. Apples. Oil first. Got any squash players in chat? Like, that's been, like, the sport the last decade, hasn't it? Oh no, sorry, I'm confusing squash with pickleball, but they're both games. Perfectly good mac and cheese. It's just not getting into tonight's dinner. We'll leave that one. So we got triangles of mac to coat and fry. And we're not going to do all of these, but we're going to do a good portion of them. Hi, 10. I'm working on making mac and cheese triangles to fry. I'm coating them in Nacho cheese Doritos. And I've got an apple pie with a nacho cheese crust in the oven. Fun night. I'm psyched for tonight's dishes. These are all going to be fun. So I'm coating these with egg. This is basically nothing but egg in this first pan here. And then in with combination of seasoned nacho cheese Doritos crushed with a bit of flour, salt, a little garlic powder, Nice. Yeah, they're pretty good. I'm getting to the point where I think I've got enough here for a decent dinner plate. And so, unless they're nice full triangles, I think I'm going to be a little more selective at this point. I mean, I just have to let this defrost and it's perfectly good mac and cheese. Not at all. I was saying earlier, I don't mind Cool Ranch, but like it doesn't go with a whole lot. Like it doesn't really. Ranch just sort of like is ranch. I mean, it's got so much umami and flavor to it. It's a flavor bomb of a sauce, and so it's why you can put it with anything. It's like. It's not like it pairs with everything, it just is creamy and overpowers it. If you're saying that about Frank's, you gotta say that about all hot sauce, but yeah. I mean... I think we're good with that. I think we're gonna live with that. The rest of this we're just gonna let refrigerate into regular mac and cheese once again. I did 10. It's in the oven. I made a crust using Doritos, and the crust is a bit of a crumbly crust. It's almost like a graham cracker crust. It's got a little flour in there to try and keep things together. It's a bit weaker than I had hoped it would be. If I were doing it for a book or something like that, or trying it multiple times, like, I'm sure it's going to be tasty. I might give it a shot again for apple pie in the future. But I'm not planning to do that right now. If I were to do this again, I might investigate adding more flour versus Doritos to see, like, maybe 50-50. I did 75% Doritos, 25% flour, plus heavy dusting. And maybe 50-50 or even more than that, 60-40. Ooh, we're getting there with our fried goodness too. What do I want to put these on? Frying mac time. Let's see how these turn out. Let's hope they don't immediately fall apart. These would be easier to fry with a fryer basket that you could easily just drop them down gently and then bring them back up carefully. This is going to be harder in a pan like I'm doing it. They are floating though, right? Yeah. Wishing I had some Parmesan to shake over the top of these. I don't think I do have anything along that line right now. No. I'll hit those a little fine salt right out of the fryer. I'm mostly going on color here. I mean, it's not like we're worried about anything having to cook through. The biggest problem here could be is that we're using cold mac and cheese, which we need it to be cold to hold together. It's something where, you know, you're going to have to get used to knowing how much it is and time and that specific, because yours is not going to be the same thickness as mine. Like, these are a bit thicker than most I've seen in, like, stores and that, or restaurants. I think they're a nice thickness, but I think most I've seen in, like, restaurants or bars that are about half that, maybe slightly more than half that. These are also not cooking nearly as hot as the first two, because we killed our oil temp quite a bit. Let's see what we got when we break into one of these. That was hot. That was hot. That was delicious, though. Wow. You have a bar or restaurant, start making these, please. Like I said before, there's something you can make in batches, freeze, and just, you know, have anyone that can handle a fryer. Pre-made sauce, or even just some ranch in a ramekin. Yeah. That's another thing. If you're in a bar, it's not as messy either. Like, sure, you get them on the ground and stomped on the ground, that's one thing, but, you know, it's not like they're walking around in a bar with, you know, here's some mac and cheese. Let me get that all over my shirt. Let's let that recover a little bit before we throw our next ones in there. Fine salt over the freshly pulled out ones. This oil is definitely on its last legs. I think I said that last time. Wow. Guess I get to sit here and eat my mac and cheese. Oh, dad joke. Someone mentioned the corn standing out. It actually does a little bit, but it's not like... There's definitely... The cheese is definitely still right there. Like, you can definitely tell... You can even tell that it's Doritos, like, nacho cheese. Regardless of me using a bunch of Tillamook in the middle of the mac and cheese. A little less than 6 minutes, Ozzy. That almost looks like there's a chip on it, and there's not. Like that one works so well that it's like solid on one side. That one's pretty impressive. Like that looks like a tortilla chip. It looks like a Dorito. This is also a great prepper thing. You grab 3 or 4 triangles out of the freezer and fry them. Or air fry them, maybe. You could probably air fry these. Nice. Turn out well for you? Was that the photo you posted the other day? Or am I getting that? I'm getting that confused with something, didn't I? You're saying how long do we have to cook? Basically, the only these are almost done the second they enter the fryer as far as food safety. Like the only thing you're really concerned about with these, as far as getting them safe to eat, is cooking the egg that's on the outside of it. Like everything else is food safe already. Doing 3 at once to finish this off. Once the egg seals around them, they're pretty durable too. Like I'm not too worried about them falling apart at this point anymore. Heat off on the oil. Lid on top of the oil, let that cool down. Let's see what we got for a pie. Turn the oven off. We'll throw the mac down there for a moment to stay nice and warm. And we're definitely going to have to let this pie cool and set up before I can break into it. Up that contrast. The butter is going to be a pretty stabilizing force with this crust. Definitely should have went a bit heavier on the flour with it. I think it's still going to be amazing. I think it's going to be delicious. I think it's just more crumbly than I want it to be. Just wanted to give them a couple moment warm up. It's a cutting board of Doritos. Photo time. Yes, I want to see all of your dinner photos in the Discord chat. Show me your dinners. Make me hungry. Give me inspiration. This is screaming for like an avocado green like sauce squiggle or something. Cool Ranch sauce. So there we have it, folks. Our Doritos and ingredient challenge night. How'd I do, chat? Alright, folks, gonna be back here on Friday. Hopefully I can hear myself talk and hear all the alerts and all that good stuff when it happens. But I hope to see you back here on Friday. If not, we got Sunday, we got Monday, and we got next Wednesday too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. This was a great fun dinner. I enjoyed this one. This was a good ingredient challenge. I'm really excited to see how this pie turns out, but it's definitely got a cool... The nachos, or the fried mac and cheese, like, nachos are phenomenal. Yeah, highly recommend both without even trying the apple pie at this point. Photos in the Discord as usual. See you all on Friday. Good night.